we are going to be looking at rationalizing with a conjugate. Okay, so in this particular problem, we have 2 over negative b minus 4 root b cubed. The first thing I'm going to want to look at is at each of my terms, and is there anything that I can simplify to start with? When I look up here, I see that I have one term with a root in it, and it's root b cubed. So on the side here, I'm going to take the root b cubed. I have b times b times b. I have a b squared I can root out. So I'm going to rewrite this as 2 over negative b minus 4b root b. All right, so my issue here is I have a root b on the bottom. The problem with the root b on the bottom is if I multiply by root b, my first term ends up having a root b, and I do not rationalize my denominator. Okay? If I multiply by negative b minus 4b root b, the problem is my middle term ends up having a root still. Okay? So, way back when, you guys multiplied items like this. And this is called a conjugate because you have one term that's negative and one term that's positive, and then your first and last term are both the same. Okay? So what happens here is when I take this and I double distribute, I get x squared, and I get plus 2x, and now I get minus 2x, and I get minus 4. See, 2x minus 2x becomes 0, and I end up with x squared minus 4. So when I look at this problem, I can see right away that I can square my first term and square my last term and subtract them. That happens every single time that I have two things that are the same. One's adding and one's subtracting. So in this case, my conjugate is negative b plus 4b root b. See, what's going to happen is when I multiply, this negative and this positive are going to end up canceling out the middle. So I can just square the first term and the last term in the denominator. But remember, if I multiply the denominator here by negative b plus 4b root b, I have to do it to the numerator. Negative b plus 4b root b. Okay? Now, I'm going to, really quickly, if we take a look at our numerator, we just distribute that numerator in, and we get negative 2b plus 8b, because 2 times 4 is 8, root b. That's our numerator now. Okay? And then in our denominator, what we're going to get is we are going to square the first term. Negative b times negative b is b squared. And then we're going to take the last term and square it. So I get a negative times a positive is going to be minus. 4 times 4 is 16. B times b is b squared. Root b times root b is the root of b squared, which is b. All right? So at this point, I can rewrite my problem. Negative 2b plus 8b root b all over b squared minus 16b cubed. Now, I need to simplify. We are almost done here, but we have to simplify. What we're going to do is we're going to notice there's a 2 in common in the top, and there's a b in common in the top, in the numerator. But in our denominator, we have a b squared in common on the bottom. There's a couple ways you can think about this, but what we're going to do is we're going to factor out a 2b on the top, and we're going to be left with a negative 2 plus 8 root b. On the bottom, that's actually When we took that 2 out, it became negative 1 plus 4 root b, because we divided it by 2. We distributed that 2 in. So now on the bottom, we can factor out a b squared. So we have a b squared, and then what's left over here is 1 minus 16b, because b squared times 1 is b squared. B squared times 16b is negative 16b is negative 16b cubed. All right, at this point, a b is left over on the bottom, but we can divide out 1b. All right, the 2's don't divide out. So I'm going to go ahead and redistribute everything back in. My most simplified answer is negative 2 plus 8 root b all over b minus 16b squared.